Welcome to Saigon, also known as Ho Chi Minh City. This was the last stop on our Vietnam trip before flying home. We decided to take it fairly easy and just enjoy ourselves. Today, we'll be showing off the food we ate and some very urban city scenery. Stick around for a visit to a special cafe as well.
We got barbecue pork. Oh, looking real good. It's the fourth time having banh mi on this trip. Okay, done.
Our first night was spent wandering the streets and getting familiar with the sights and sounds of the city. Saigon is the biggest city in Vietnam, and it feels like it, at least in District 1 near many of the tourist sites. Each district does have its own personality though.
I'm at a place called Little Hanoi Egg Coffee, and we are trying their egg coffee. I'm just going to try the foam at the top actually. It's so good. Kind of salty and sweet.
Next up, the main event of the day. We met at a restaurant to begin our motorcycle food tour. The soup we were given was a variation of the bun bo hue and was quite filling for our first course. Then, onto the motorcycles to begin. The focus of our tour was on the food, but we also got a chance to stop in a more local neighborhood. This is District 10. We took a look at a typical apartment building in the area, and our guides gave us some insight on how people live. It's not a beautiful or grand modern building, but for me, this was a super cool part of the tour. We learned a little bit of history and a glimpse into the life of a local. After walking around the neighborhood for quite a bit, we were perhaps getting a bit of an appetite back. Time to sit down and enjoy a couple more dishes. Bánh xèo is kind of like a savory crepe, was a highlight. The inside is filled with seafood and veggies, and the whole thing is wrapped in various fresh greens. A dish that's so much better in Vietnam compared to at home. Walking off the meal, we got straight back into things. It was so cool to wander through these tight streets, which were filled with a million businesses and shops. One area filled with all types of meat, one with seafood, one even filled with flower shops. This is a completely different side of the city to the wide boulevards and skyscrapers which we saw before. I found myself looking inside every shop and forgetting to take videos. I didn't really take any pictures of the last two courses, but we had a quick banh mi and a coconut dessert, which was served in a very nice and air-conditioned cafe. Much needed. Now, there's a lot of great things for tourists to see in Saigon. Museums, palaces, landmarks. But on this day, we opted for something a bit more casual. A dog cafe. Although it definitely smelled like dog, it's still a great way to spend a hot afternoon. To finish off our Saigon trip, we took a chill afternoon near the landmark 81 skyscraper. This area is a laid-back community popular with expats and is also home to the tallest building in Vietnam. We really liked Saigon. Although at first glance it may seem like a typical big, modern, chaotic city, it also has a rich character and culture that's waiting to be discovered. We had a very laid-back itinerary, but there's something for everyone here. The partygoer, history buff, or shopaholic. Hopefully we'll be back again someday.